Yes. Woo! Real recognize real.
Yes.
Hey, welcome to the Real Recognize Real Talk radio show. I am your host, Franchella, and you got my beautiful host,
Lynette. Hey. Happy Valentine's Day, everybody.
Yes, happy Valentine's Day. Happy Valentine's Day to our beautiful intern, Liz. I see that she's tuned in. Always supporting. Yes.
Thank you, Liz. Happy Valentine's Day.
Happy Valentine's Day for real. So listen, we got an awesome show for you guys. We got some awesome couples to talk about love, how to be in love, how to stay in love, all that good stuff. So put your comments in the chat. We might even ask if you want to, come in and be a part of the show. Like, I'm ready. You ready, Lynette?
Yes, okay. yes. I'm always ready. So,
and of course,
we definitely have to first introduce the hostess with the mostest next to the person behind the scenes who takes our pictures, who checks our sound, he holds us down. It's the one, it's the only, it's Franchella's husband, Tony.
What's up, T-Love? How you feel? You on the Real Recognize Real Talk radio show? What's going on?
I feel good. I'm with the beautiful ladies. You know what I mean? The Real Recognize Real show.
Thank you very much.
You understand me? I always be in the back. Now I'm in the front. I get to hang out with y'all for a little while.
I know that's
exactly. This
Talk
should be
fun. Stuff.
Yes,
absolutely.
So let's first talk about the Eagles. Let's talk about our Eagles first.
No, we're not talking. We're not talking about them right now.
Oh, all right, I ain't know we was going to get that out the way. My bad.
We'll bring it into the flow because we got other couples. I'm sure they want to tune in with us when we talk about what happened on Sunday. All right, let's breathe. Let's talk about love first.
Yes, love. L-O-V-E.
That's right. So we're gonna bring up the McNeils first. Let's bring them up and you introduce them, and we'll bring up the next lovely couple.
Okay.
Hey y'all.
Hi. What's going on?
How are you?
Good.
We're great.
Happy Valentine's Day.
Happy Valentine's Day.
Yes. So I'm gonna give you a brief introduction, and then we'll ask you some questions about love and relationships, if that's okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So Adam McNeil serves as the founder and creative mind behind the nonprofit Sister Talk PHL, which is short for Philly, which empowers, educates, enlightens, and elevates the quality of life for Black women, with a specific focus on single mothers. Their organization gives back to the community in so many different ways as a one-stop shop. Now funded by the CDC and Babashi transitions to Hope, he was able to open the doors to his new location where his nonprofit is called My Sisters Resource Hub at 1952 North 24th Street in Philadelphia. And next to him is his beautiful wife, Lillian McNeil. She's the wife and mother of a beautiful daughter, Madison. She's from New Jersey, but she was raised in Queens, New York. She attended Norfolk State University, and she also has a nonprofit organization called Maddie's Hands, helping to pave the way to stability. Her mission is aligned with the mission of Sister Talks PHL as well. She also studied at CCP, and she will be graduating soon with a degree in organizational leadership. She and her husband is also referred as Pink and the Brain. So welcome to the Real Recognize Real Talk Radio Show.
Yes.
Thank you for joining us. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for having us. Yes.
You're welcome. So tell us a little bit about how you met, if you don't mind. Like, tell us a little bit about your love story.
Your version?
I think we
Are we gonna go with your version?
I think we got two different versions. I'm gonna let her share her version.
Okay. So wait, Lynette, do you want to bring up the other couple? So we
are they here? Yeah.
Introduce them.
I'm gonna go around and ask everybody the same question.
Yep. Okay, gotcha. All right, let's bring them up so you can do the proper introduction.
Hi, Nala. So hold off 1 second, because I'm gonna introduce them as well.
Okay, sounds good.
Hi, happy Valentine's Day.
Happy Valentine's Day.
So I'm gonna introduce you as well, and then we'll go into the questions. So Novelette Jones, aka Gerby, is married to John Jones Jr. for over 17 years. We'll get why I said that. John's already laughing. They've been married for over 17 years, but they've been together for 23. She is an awesome mother of 3 boys, John Jr., which is my godson, Michael, and Nicholas. Hi, boys. And she's a mother of a dog, a 4-year-old dog named Rosie. Novelette is also the owner and operator of a braiding salon in Germantown called Just Like That Braids, which she has successfully run for 22 years. She is also a community advocate of Germantown, Somerton, and North Philadelphia neighborhoods. So you can partner up with our other nonprofit people. So she's also an alumni of the City Planning Institute and a member of the Philadelphia Steering Committee. She's also a caretaker for her beautiful grandmother. And her favorite quote is, tackle the most difficult chore on your list for the day, and anything after that will fall into place, and always be good to people. Thank you, Novelette, for joining us. Yes. And next to Novelette is her husband, John Jones. John was born and raised in Philadelphia. He is the father of the 3 boys that I mentioned, John, Nicholas, and Michael. John is a businessman and a professional chef. He believes that at any stage in a relationship, you have to continue to do the work. And after 23 years of marriage, he reiterates that the work still continues. So welcome.
Yes, welcome.
John.
Welcome.
We'll Talk Radio. Yo.
Yes.
So should I introduce you to Franchella and Tony?
We did. You introduce us. If they don't know by now, they ain't gonna know. Everybody knows.
All right. So back to the first couple. Tell us. So I'm going to go around. So I'm going to go to the McNeils first, and then I'm going to go to the Joneses, and then I'll go to the Simmons family. So tell us your love story and how you met.
Go ahead. I'm gonna let you go. I'm gonna let you do it.
So we were Instagram friends for a while. He's obviously very active in the community. I had a parent reach out to me regarding some Pampers. I'm like, let me slide in his DM and see if he has Pampers left over, because he had just did a toy drive last December.
Now my personal page, not my business page.
Okay.
Slid into my personal page, not my business page.
Okay.
So then he ignored me after the inbox. I'm thinking like, okay, like we got something going. And then he like ghosted me for like 2 weeks. Wow. And then he must have circled back to the inbox. And suddenly one day he went on and like ate of my pictures. And I was like, oh, this is the clue. Let me go circle back to the inbox and see what's going on in here. And then honestly, I think we went out on our first date in December of 21.
But we talked for hours.
Well, we talked. Yeah, we talked. That was like the joke. We talked for like, I want to say 9 hours straight, legitimately.
Wow.
And that night we went out on a date, and we've literally been inseparable ever since.
So how long have you been together?
Since December of 2021.
Okay.
We jumped straight into everything, I want to say, as soon as 2022 hit. So we're fairly, I mean, we're I'm not going to say we're newlyweds. I mean, we haven't hit a year yet. So we got married in July.
Okay.
But she just, after having conversations with her and, just looking at my past relationships, I felt as though that she was like, the best person for me. And I just was like, ain't no reason for me to try to, drag this out a year, 2 years, 3 years to figure out if it's going to fall apart. I don't think it's going to fall apart. I think this is good. Like this is a beautiful thing. So let me just keep her close so that she don't go nowhere. You know what I mean?
That's right.
I know that's right.
That's the move.
Snatch her right up.
Right. I had to ignore her for a little bit. We
play hard to get. Play hard to get. You know what I mean?
We got different views of how we met. Like my thing is, she slid into my DM. Yes, she was, looking for help for another mom and everything like that. No, I didn't ignore her. She said I was mean at first. It was just that, I never really played too much on my personal page. I was always on my business page. So after a while, my personal page became obsolete. I wasn't checking the messages. I wasn't over there, but I always told her if she had slid into my DM on Sister Talk, we would have never been married. Like,
oh wow.
Right,
because that's business. Because that's
a no. That's it. That I believe in integrity. That's a no. I've been rocking with that page for like almost 5 years now. And I don't entertain any of that language or behavior when it comes to my personal page. So I just thought that because she slid into my business page, I thought because she slid into my personal page, she was fair game, honestly.
I know how to separate business and pleasure.
Right. He like, yeah, she wanted some Pampers, all right.
She wanted a sneaky link.
So share the Jones family. Tell us your love story and how you guys met.
So you want to start or you want me to go?
It's the same. We got two versions.
So pretty much, I'll start.
23 years.
So it was a long time ago. It's hard to remember. I just remember I was super handsome and she was, just overtaken by me, and she couldn't say no. She couldn't say no. I tried. I played hard to get for I played hard to get for a really long time. And finally I succumbed to her wishes, and here we are. But no, the real story is
I know the story, so I'm just like, okay.
So the real story is we met at work. We met at work 20.
Hey John, I hear a little buzz on y'all end, so I'm not sure if it's the earplugs or.
Well, we do have an earpods in, so I don't know.
Is it either we take them out?
That might be a little better because y'all sound like y'all far away too.
Let's try it.
Are you here now?
Yes.
That's much better.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. So we met 23 years ago.
You might need to turn that up.
Y'all turn it up. At work. I had come back from vacation and she was a new hire. And it was kind of love at first sight, to be honest. So I followed her around, asked her out for a date. She turned me down 2, 3, 4 times, but persistence paid off. We went to lunch one day at the mall, at the King of Prussia Mall. We went to lunch we had hours. We went to lunch. And again, we talked for the whole hour. I think we were late coming back for lunch. And we just clicked from there. We went out on a few dates after that. And then we realized how much we had in common. Not just like the fun stuff that we did, but values and family, and that was big. And then we've been rocking and rolling ever since. 23 years later, but it all started at work.
Yeah.
Okay. Nice.
Yeah. So I could just piggyback. It's pretty much the same story. I ain't gonna beat them down with it, but it was kind of like one of them things as the other couple is. I was one of those like I don't date people at work. Nope, I'm good. Stop. Don't keep trying to. So since I do hair, I do at the time I wasn't full time doing at the salon. So he kind of tried to get in by like, oh, my nephew needs his hair done.
You got to find an end.
Right. So
story,
I was like, oh, okay.
Right.
So being me, I said, I'm going to write it on this newspaper. And if you keep this newspaper for the rest of the day, then I know you for real. So y'all know he threw the newspaper away.
Yeah, I cleaned my car out, threw the newspaper away.
So I made him suffer from that. I said, oh, no, see, you was playing. So since you threw the paper away and my phone number, then now you got to really try hard. So I gave him the hardest way to go. So, I mean, honestly, it was like months before we actually went on our first date. But after the first date, we were inseparable. Like it was one of them things, even for me, I was at that point in life where I was just like, God, just send me like a true up and down man that want to have a family, that want to be committed, and here from then on. And it crazy enough is actually 23 years like today within this look. We don't remember the actual date.
Congratulations. We lost.
Was that a sign?
We're gonna move on to the Simmons family.
Don't forget celebrate Valentine's Day. After 23 years, Valentine's really is not a big deal for us, even though we started dating around that time. We just be like, whatever, you cooking, I'm cooking, we going somewhere, what we doing? We really don't celebrate Valentine's Day. So but yeah, pretty much that's Tony.
I asked Franchella and Tony, I said, what y'all doing tonight? Franchella was like, we ain't doing nothing. I was like, oh, dang, y'all. I said, the show is over at 8 o'clock. Y'all still got time to go out. She said, we going to sleep.
That's when you put that time in.
Since the Eagles ain't win, you
right,
gotta go back to regular life.
You may hear my son playing video games in the back every once in a while. I'm trying to keep him quiet, but everybody.
I said, Cowboys, before the show is over, let them pop their head in before the show.
We'll get them in.
All right. So thank you for sharing. So we're gonna move on to the Simmons family. Tell us your love story.
You want to take it?
Take it away, baby.
Y'all too, Freddie.
So first and foremost, I was friends with his sister, and he was much younger. And so while we out partying, he used to be the babysitter running around in his little underoos. So back in the day,
you see me in them underoos.
I was not paying him no mind because it's so weird. When you younger, that age difference is like a no-no. But then once you get older, the age difference, it doesn't seem like as much of a difference. You know what I mean? I mean, we are 6 or 7 years apart, 6 years apart. But back then, I'm 18, 19, and he's like, what, 30? Like, no, we ain't doing nothing. So as I hear, he always been telling all his neighbors and his mom and everybody that he was going to marry me one day. He was going to marry me as a kid,
When you know.
If I only knew that, you know what I mean, I would play it a little harder to get. But he went away, and he, wound up living in LA for a while, and he came back home, and he changed. No more underoos, got taller and everything. Hey. So, we just wind up. So really what happened was we had this party that we was going to, and we used to go out like all the time together. It was a group of us, and this one particular night, everybody bailed out, but us too. Everybody bailed out, so we went to the party together, and it actually was history from there. I felt him like staring at me like the whole entire night. It was kind of eerie. It was like, God, are you undressing me? Like, what's going on?
Yeah.
But
Huh?
They
It sound like your friends set y'all up.
Yeah, they set y'all up for that night.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Right.
Actually, no. Actually, the friend didn't. It was my girlfriend, and she didn't. She met him that night because it was just a part. We, whoever knew where the parties was, we wound up like saying, "Hey, y'all want to go here tonight? Y'all want to go here?" And we wound up going there, and that was it. That's when we started dating. From that point on.
Wow. That's the story, Tony. That's the real.
Yeah, that's the real.
She ain't leaving nothing out.
Yeah, she left a few things out, but I'm gonna let it slide.
Everything ain't for everybody, so I'll let y'all get it.
Yeah, I let it slide.
Thank y'all so much for sharing. So another question, because this is Valentine's Day, talk to our audience about love, what love is to you. So we're gonna circle back from the McNeils to the Jones family and to Simmons family. So what is love and what is love to you?
You want to get started? No, I'll start last time.
So I think for me, love is having a understanding of who your partner is. Knowing what their strengths and weaknesses are, knowing what their triggers are, knowing what their joys are, and just trying to bring peace to that person. Love is every day, you know. Um, Whether we have, and we don't argue, you know. We'll argue about dumb stuff like who will cook, like let me cook, or let me do this, or I think love is just being able to have that dialogue and communication without ruffling each other's feathers. I'm a little younger, so
Hey,
Cougar gang. Um, no, but for me, it was a challenge. And when I say a challenge, right, and it was a welcoming challenge. I didn't know if I was ready to love an older woman. I knew that I was ready to love a woman, right? But what would that look like, and how would she receive it coming from somebody younger, right?
Right.
Never really dealing with an older woman on that type of platform, in a serious relationship. Would she look at my love as, being something different, or being, what they would consider childish, so for me, I wanted to show love on a larger scale. I wanted to show her that, I'm ready to step up to the plate. I'm ready to, enter into this, with
Your
open
whole heart.
open heart, understanding. And I really knew that I loved her. I mean, I knew I loved her. But I really knew I loved her when the day we got married. Because that just how peaceful. I mean, I was crying, but like the cry that I cried, like, I was just like, I ain't never cried over no woman. Like, it was a feeling of being. It wasn't even a fact of getting married. Like, she'll tell you, like, I don't pay nothing, no, never mind. But it was just the understanding of, like, this it. Like,
I found the one for me. So
right.
yeah.
So, I think love is just about understanding the person who you're with, giving them your all, allowing them, allowing them to peel those layers back, and, bringing down your wall.
Definitely. That's a good answer. Good answer.
Yeah. For me, it was a little
You
different.
want to add to?
I guess I'll give you the cougar perspective, right? Since so, for me, obviously, I'm a little bit older. How old are you? Wait, 36?
I'm 36.
36 and 43, right? So, for me, I feel like when I met Adam, I understood what unconditional love was. And I had been in a couple of relationships prior to Adam, but it's it was something about the way that I felt like I could trust him with my love, if that makes sense.
It
So,
does.
you know, you give your love out, and even to a friend. I mean, we don't have to just keep it to a relationship. You can give your love to a friend. Your friend could do you dirty, right? There was something about the way that I felt like he was going to take my love and not abuse it.
Right.
I knew that he was going to respect it. He was going to appreciate it. And I really feel like when I met Adam, that's when I really knew what unconditional love was. Like, I didn't know what it was. No, this is really unconditional. And I truly feel like I have married my best friend. Me and Adam can be together every day, all day. We might get on each other's nerves a little bit because a business, you know, we run a business, we run an organization, and sometimes we bump heads, obviously, on the way that we want to do things. But outside of that, I truly feel like I married my best friend.
That's awesome. That's awesome. The Jones family, thank you for sharing.
Yes.
Well, you know what? I'm gonna say one thing. For us, our love is it can be come across as strange because
It's strange.
no, and I'm only saying that because we've been together since we're not that. So we kind of 6 months apart. He always say a year. His birthday October 74. I'm March 75.
He's a baby.
So he want to act like he just the grown up all the time. So
I'm the adult in the relationship.
So you figure when we started dating, we were in our late 20s. And both of us were single, neither of us had kids. And Lynette, I love outside. So I was still deep in the streets.
We was beating the streets together.
Yeah, I was having a good time. Ain't nobody, the streets don't owe me nothing right now. So this is why I say it's strange in a way because we enjoy a lot of the same things because we were kind of still close in the same age. We can experience a lot of the same things because we didn't have kids. We didn't have any responsibilities but ourselves. So if we wanted to leave work and go straight to happy hour, go out of town or do whatever, it was like, you want to go? All right, we're going. Like, so we had this kind of like bond of just being really free.
And it gave us time to grow together, like without like outside forces. And everybody's story is different, but for us it was, we didn't have children or exes or anything like that was holding us back. We were able to be with one another and grow together in that way, which was important to me, and I'm sure it was important to her as well. And just like our experiences are what kept us together and what brought us together and then kept us together.
Right.
Love for everybody is different.
Right.
But for us, it was just being able to, like, of course, we got the trust and, I care about her and all of those good stuff. But outside of that, the glue, I think, is being able to have those experiences and being able to grow together for us, being able to grow together as a couple, where everything was a first for us. It was, first kid, first marriage, first house, everything was a first. And that was cool. It was cool to be able to experience that with her. And it made me love her even more for those reasons that, that I could share those things with her, and it wasn't something that, she's like, oh yeah, I've been through that,
right.
Or I did that already. I've been there, and like she said, being so close in age, it was fun. And it still is. Like, we still have a lot of fun. She still, every once in a while, she likes the street.
Look at her, he didn't even get it out.
But that's part of the love. That's part of the love. Like, I
like to be outside.
Yeah, I love her for that, because like you can't change a person.
Right.
That's what I loved about her. Like, she was a free spirit. She would just go. Oh, you want to go? And I'm like, nah. And I'm thinking maybe she ain't gonna go because I don't want to go. And I look up and she gone. Like, I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna say no.
So long story short, he started coming along.
Yeah, so I'm like,
he was like, damn, she gonna have a lot of experience
without me. Yeah, so
exactly.
I'm on the train. But yeah, that was the fun part, and it opened me up a little bit. Like
Right.
the not saying like I had fun, I did this and that, but like she was, if I was a 5, she was a 50, and I really loved that. I did, like I do. So it just it opened up a side of me that that I didn't know that I had.
Existing.
So
I
that's
remember
why I
at
say
that. Go
I
ahead.
love it strange because it's like I love connected us on so many different levels because of our personalities.
Right.
And the one thing throughout
Mm.
us being together so long, we've never tried to change each other's personality or our destiny or goal in life. Like, say, I opened up the salon mid relationship. Like, we had only probably been together 2 years, and I just jumped out again with my free spirit. I'm gonna open the business up, and he was like, "Oh, okay." But and then next thing you know, I'm opening up a shop, and he like, "Well, hold up." Like, I ain't know you was like tomorrow about to do this. So, but the thing of it is, like he said, everything, even with the business, he was there, supportive. Just contributing in every way, financially, muscle, ideas, like everything. And then for the whole matter of me being able to experience that big ordeal of my life, and he rolled it out with me and not made me feel like I'm giving too much or giving too less to him or the
Right.
business is like. So that's why I say I love it strange, just because we just love on so many different levels and for so many different reasons, but it works for us.
And I'm
Right.
gonna
And
take
it's a
30
good
seconds
thing.
real quick.
It's a,
I'm gonna take 30 seconds real quick.
Let Lynette say
Because
something.
no, but like I was
You're
gonna
not
say, like,
older than Lynette.
I was gonna
Like,
say, like we were pretty much like meant to be. Like we probably should have opened this up in the beginning. Like after we started talking and we
well,
met.
she might answer a question later
never mind.
about this.
All
no,
right.
I wasn't going to ask the question. I was going to say, I remember being at your engagement party, and I said, the one thing that I want y'all to always do is to always be friends.
Yeah.
Always be friends with your husband, because it is just important, and it seems like you are friends. You know what I mean? I think you can withstand different things when you have the love for each other, the respect for each other, and as friends, you know how to communicate better. So it seems like both the McNeils and the Jones family, you have that bond, and you all support each other, and that's important. And Franchella as well too. Her and Tony are our best friends, So we're gonna go
That's
right
important.
into the Simmons.
Absolutely.
What is love?
So love is us. Um, this was my second marriage, and what I taught myself was to not go into that second marriage blaming the ex for everything. What did I learn about myself? And making sure that I didn't take whatever my ex complained about me into this marriage.
That's
Even though I
important.
probably did take a little bit.
That's important.
I might have took a little bit, but I think that contributed to the success. July 15th, we will be married for 30 years.
Wow.
Congratulations.
Yes.
We need confetti.
Exactly, right?
Like,
There you go.
And so we can really speak on it because we started so young, and it was a challenge in the very beginning because it was a challenge in the very beginning because I felt as though, and we always say women, we are more mature than men, period. It is what it is. So I was already older, and I felt as though I was more mature, and he was fun, exciting to be around, but it was just like different things that would just like annoy me, like the music choice, like the rap, and it's like, ugh. It's like
she can relate.
yes, girl. So we would have disagreements, and I'm with the McNeils. We don't argue, and if we do, we start like busting on each other. and where we cracking up laughing. You know what I mean? So we grew together. We, you know, our love for, first of all, God being the head and the forefront of our relationship in our home. That's the only way I believe any relationship will continue to be successful. Because if you pray together, you stay together. So, you know, my experience in learning what I've been through and making sure I didn't take into this, and not really knowing that it was going to last this long, you know, because I can say in the very beginning, he loved me more than I loved him.
A lot of people say that that's what you should look for. I hear people say that, like, you make sure you find somebody that love you more than you love them. And that's interesting. So elaborate on.
Yeah. So he did. He loved me more than I loved him, and I had to. And I guess even, you know, being in that relationship, I didn't give my whole heart. I didn't open it up. You know, when you've been broken, you kind of keep that in you. You don't go. Yeah, very much so guarded. And I didn't give him my full heart where he gave me his from the very beginning. And just the little things that he did, you know, in the home front, you know, with the kids and everything like that, that just won me over. You know what I mean? He was just generally a wonderful person. My family loves him. Like, and that's the key too, because when your family don't you know, engage or love your partner like you do, it's a lot of friction. You know, they don't go to the family event, so you're going by yourself because they don't like your partner. It makes it very difficult in a relationship, and that's how my first one was. I mean, this one, I think they're going to dump me. Like, if we ever break up, they had to choose. I'm out. Period. You know, because that's how much they love him. And my dad, you know, he's like another son to my dad. My first marriage, on the way down the aisle, my dad's whispering in my ear, "You sure you want to do this? You want to turn around?" So, and parents know, like how, you know, anybody, you guys have children, you know, we know how we see, because all the experience and knowing, and when you on the outside looking in, we see things as parents. But I'll let him talk now, because I think I probably talk too much.
You did good. You did good. What I know about the love is, like me, I'm like you. I love this. I used to love the streets, love the clubs, love the party, always out. You know, how I knew I was in love with her, she took me from that. And being around her all the time and wanting to be with her and doing different things and not being out with the fellas or whatever, going to the clubs, whatever it was. That's how I knew I was in love, and I didn't need that no more. People don't, you know, my buddies and stuff didn't understand that, but I told them I'm good now. I found what I was looking for, you know. So, and then, you know, we became best friends. You know, like I was in love with her, like chasing her around, like wherever she was at, I want to be there. You know what I mean? So I wanted to be where she was at. So I was there. So wherever she was at, I'd be right there. Mm-hmm. You know, she in college.
Yeah, he was like a stalker, though, y'all.
She in college, you know. and I'm gonna tell you
it's good though.
Huh? What you say, Lynette?
I was gonna say it's good that you didn't let your friends influence you, because sometimes, you know, they be like, "Oh man, you a sucker," or you know what I'm saying? Like, "Oh, you with," or something like that. So it's good that you had your own mind and you followed your own heart and what you wanted. You know?
Yeah, they wasn't gonna say that to me anyway, Lynette.
Oh, all
right. I'm hood too.
But I gave him that ultimatum as well. I'm like, either the streets or me. Make a choice, because the street life was not my life. Like when people talk about clubs and hanging out, I can't engage because I ain't know nothing about that. We was called the driveway girls. We had to stay. My dad was very driveway. Everybody came to our driveway and hung out. Like we didn't do nothing. I was sheltered. That's probably why I'm always in the limelight now, because I was sheltered.
That's why we all over the place now. That driveway.
Yes. That's why we, you know, travel the
Plus
globe.
we travel a lot, and I always wanted to travel. She loves to travel. She's always busy with something. I got her back 100%. You know, and everybody know that. So it is what it is. If they don't like her, then they don't like me neither. Then that's how I take
And
it
that's
nowadays.
cool.
You know, if you ain't for her, you ain't for me neither. Friend, family, it don't matter to me. Like I cut you off in a heartbeat. You know.
That's how it's supposed to be.
Yeah. So being best friends and not arguing and just always being together. That's what you want. You want that partnership like that.
Because at the end of the day, it's not all about sex. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely. You gotta come out of the bedroom at some point.
Right, because after that 10 minutes over, what y'all gonna do? Y'all can't talk, y'all can't hang out, y'all can't, you know what I mean? Like, so you have to have something, a connection with your partner that goes beyond that.
Exactly. So I'm gonna ask another question in regards to like me. Okay. I have not been able to get past the second chance. So what advice would you give to people who I may give you I'll say a third chance. I may give you a second chance, but I never have ever in my entire life given a third chance. So
why would you? I mean, why would you think somebody is deserving of you if they didn't take the opportunity the first time?
Well, that's true.
I feel
the first time I chalk it up as a mistake.
Well, I feel like with all three of us, the one thing we did recognize is that once we found this significant person, we knew. Like, I can't really describe what it was, but like our first date, I just knew John was different from anybody that I ever dated. I wanted to take more opportunities to get to know him more. It was just like I just knew. Like it's just still hard to describe it after all this time. But so I feel like,
and I think we all use that the word like growing and bonding, and those growing, there's going to be pains, and it's not just going to be one or two of them. It's going to be.
So how do you endure? How do you?
It's part of the process. Like I'm not saying that that somebody should just be disrespectful and mean, but if things are coming from like if apologies or it's coming from a loving place and it's worth it.
Right.
For me,
that's why I say
if the good outweigh the bad in the person, then it's worth taking that chance. Because you already know if you know this person ain't never going to change.
Because nobody's perfect. You know, and I always say that. You have to write down the pros and cons, and sometimes because they got to write down pros and cons of you. You know what I mean? So you can't go in the relationship with high expectations because you're going to be disappointed every time. So not to say to lower your expectations, but you have to go in with an open mind. I mean, we all have our types, you know what I mean? I mean, we only human. We know what we like, we're visual people. So we look at the outer appearance, of course, first before we want to get to know somebody. But I think becoming friends first and being able to hang out and be able to carry a conversation. All that is mad. If you gotta have that list and check it off, okay. Yeah, I can see we can talk. Then that's fine. And like I said, sex is a bonus. That's the bonus.
The icing on the cake.
You can do communication and all the other stuff in the beginning and have this soulmate be your best friend. You found your best friend because like when I talk to Tony and I'm telling him and I'm fussing about things, I don't even look at him as my husband. I mean,
how many times Jared been said, girl?
Y'all just said,
it's like my come home to my girlfriend and like telling her all my business and telling her what's going on, and he listens and his favorite thing is F him. You know what I mean? That's what he says.
I know that's right.
But he's listening. You know what I'm saying? And I feel as though he's always trying to cheer me up and put me in a better space, you know, and that's what I know that I need, you know. So that's when you know that you found that person. And I think people do, they say everybody deserves a second chance, but sometimes people deserve a third chance too, because they're growing.
Right.
You know what I mean? And maybe now once they get to that third chance, now they're the person you was looking for. You know, don't count your blessings out just because you said, "Oh, I don't give three chances." You just
I don't go into it like that, but if you get on my nerves too much, I'm out. Like if you get on my nerve too much, I don't know how to handle that.
But y'all too quiet, McNeil. Y'all too quiet. What y'all gotta say?
You
I was gonna say I was listening. I was listening. So I was gonna say, from a woman of a certain age, right? Who I dated a couple of people, you know, and I was in a really long-term relationship before getting married. I think that, first of all, the fact that that feeling still comes and you can't describe it, and it's been 23 years for y'all, makes me a believer in just waiting, right? Because like a lot of my family's probably watching, maybe they'll jump in the comments. I never wanted to get married. I never wanted to get married. Any of them can attest to this. I was like, yeah, no, it's not for me, because I saw a lot of failed marriages. So obviously I was going to say like, okay, yeah, I don't want to do it. When I met Adam, I was like, oh, this is what that little thing feels like on the inside when you just know, and there's not even a thought about a first or second chance. It's literally just
because that feeling
that
never go away.
That little razzle dazzle, and then you're like, wow, this is the one. You know, I can tell you that prior to that, I sat in my own thoughts for about 4 months of singledom. And I took out the list, the checklist, and I really was like, you know what, God, I really want to just be happy. And I always say this, and I said it to him when I met him. If I would have described, I could have never described him. I just simply said, like, I want to be happy. God, you know what I went through. You know my heart. So you're going to go ahead on and, you know, get him prepped and send him my way. And then it kind of just happened. So I think that just being patient, you know, I mean, I'm 43. There's people that I've been to like 1,000 weddings. I've watched people get married, have kids. Their kids about to go to high school, right? So I just waited, and then it was worth the wait. I mean, I could have forced myself to get into this previous situation where we were on chance 125, right? And that's why I'm not
forget 3 yet.
chances. Like that second chance, girl, that'll get you to chance 125. You'll be looking like
I'd have been going.
Right.
And just
real quick,
one of the big things too is you can't let outside forces dictate how many chances you want to give somebody. You talking to somebody about your relationship, and they like, oh, again. I mean, that's going to influence you, and it might change the way you think. You gotta go. Yeah, you gotta go with your heart. Like, especially if it's somebody you try to be with, you can't. Oh, they did this. I would never. Yeah, you would never. That's why.
You by yourself.
I would never say that, because I always tell people they don't have to live that life.
Right.
You do. They don't have. They're not in that life and in that story. You do. Right. You know. So you do. So outside, I've never peer pressure and influences never was effective. Well, what were you going to say? Girl?
You talking about third chance being a different person? Or the same person? Like what? Because now we about to be like, hold on.
The same person. Yeah.
Listen. Our comments are heavy right now. I mean,
I know, because everybody
looking at them.
Look, everybody really. There's a lot of people that probably wrestle with the same thing. Like know, like after a certain time frame, you say, what you like, what you don't like, this and the other, and then the person might get on your nerve to the point where you like, I can't. It's like somebody stepping on your foot, and at some point you got to move your foot. You know what I'm saying?
He just was getting on my nerves trying to set this up. Like they always want to get on your nerves. That
I know.
I would say all
it's
of us.
like, it's
I
always
know.
going to be.
So it gotta be worth it. Well, that's why I said it has to be worth it.
I think
Right.
I would say all
think
of
when
us
you
probably
love somebody. My
Well,
friend,
I'll
I
say-
know.
No, go ahead.
Yeah,
Because he, I like.
I'll put my
I
hand
think
I'm gonna eat a cracker.
I think when you love somebody, right?
Yeah.
It's not about chances, right?
Right.
It's
Preach,
about
man, you talking
it's about
to.
understanding that person. Like I'll say this, right?
That's what I was
And,
gonna say.
outside of the house, the only smoke that me and her go through is that building. Like I really
Say that
just
again. That who?
is
The building.
is
The
the
resource
building,
hub.
the resource hub,
Oh,
right?
okay,
Like,
okay.
all right, so listen, all this is my baby, right? You know, and I love her because she came into this journey, right? And I would say she gives, I mean, we talk about this all the time, right? You know, because I'm so ingratiated in, you know, different circles, right? But these circles consist of women, right?
Right.
Okay.
I love her for her authentic nature, right?
Yeah.
I love her for seeing me for who I am
Right.
and not who she previously dealt with, right? And when it comes to like the building, it's always like a front, like I might go in there and stock the pantry. And she'll come into the building like an hour later and start rearranging shit. And I
Sound like Chris Campbell.
and I'll be like, I know I ain't just spent a whole hour in this joint sweating, stocking and stuff, and you just come knocking diapers off and putting stuff over here. But I say that to say, like, it be those things, right? That some individuals, they'll be like, man, I'm cool. Like, I ain't dealing with this. Like, you know what I mean? Like, and this will be the straw that breaks the camel's back. Yeah. This is what I'm going to use to justify not want to deal with you no more. Yeah. You know, but for me, I am learning, right? You know, because I'm learning how. I mean, I've been so sabotaged in love. You know, I never, as you know, as a brother, you know, dealing with different sisters, it's just like, you know, I'm cool, like F love, like, you know, I never wanted to get married. I was trying to be like, you know, Papa was a Rolling Stone, you know, without no kids. You know what I mean? Like, you know, I'm just trying to be stepdaddy over here. I don't want no kids. You know what, you're getting on my nerves. I'm done with you. It's no commitment. I'm going down to Sally down the street. You know what I mean? But
with a good head.
Right, but then when I got married,
wasn't happy.
It was just like, okay, no, like, you know, we gotta roll with these punches. You know what I mean? Like, I gotta learn how to bob and weave. And, you know, I gotta learn how to take it to the corner, get some water. You know what I mean? Like, and then come back to the, you know, come back to the fight. But I love the fact that she's like, you know, so on me. You know, like, because I know she loved me. You know,
she holds you accountable.
Exactly.
I keep telling him the day that I don't ask you what you got going on, that's the problem. But if I'm on you every day, like what you do, what you did,
right? Like if she don't say nothing, if she like, what's wrong? You all right? Like you ain't this ain't how you woke up yesterday. What's going on? You all right? Like
share with us information about your nonprofits, both of you, while you still have the floor. Share with us what you do.
Because all right. So my Sisters Resource Hub is a nonprofit organization. If the parent company is Sister Talk PHL, but the Resource Hubs act as a community hub. We have a nursery pantry and a food pantry that's available Monday through Thursday. We also have free HIV at-home testing, so you can come in, get your status.
She was talking about Maddie's hands.
Oh, Maddie's hands. Well, I'm talking about the Resource Hub.
I'm
talking about the Resource Hub first.
Okay. Thank you.
See.
I'm out of here. I'm kidding.
Adam said, okay.
I'm playing
HIV test.
He look, he's drinking his water. He went back to the corner and got some water.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, it's fine. And we currently have a team program for girls and for boys. So it's fairly new. We're still trying to implement more resources in the community, but the main thing that we offer is the food pantry and the nursery pantry.
That's
Oh,
awesome.
wonderful. Thank you.
So people can just stop by if they're in need of food.
They can, if they go to the Instagram, follow My Sister's Resource Hub. There's a link in the bio. They can register for the pantry, make an appointment, and come in. We also offer. It's no set thing. It's a resource hub. So if you come in and I always try to talk to everybody that comes in, and then I kind of get an idea of other things that they need, and then I'll say, okay, let me see how I can connect you to this, like clothing and furniture and things of that nature. So
yeah, but if you walk in, we're not going to deny you. I'm
Right.
just going to have you fill out the form so
Yeah.
you can, register right then and there, and then we just take it from there.
Okay. Now tell us a little bit about Maddie's Hands.
So Maddie's Hands, I started back in 2010, and it was a little bit of a flop. I think I jumped out the gate like really strong because I wanted to do this, that, and the third, and I had a couple of events, and it was good. I actually put it to the side, and then it has rekindled since Mary and Adam, and it's just another outlet to try to get people, really more so families, to stability, because a lot of people don't know how to get to stability. Like something really simple, like I really want to work at the airport. Well, it's not that hard, right? If you just put the application and you have a license. So whatever that resource is to get them to that stability, that's kind of what Maddie's Hands does for our clients, a step further than the pantry.
Great.
Nice.
It's a needed service in the community, so I applaud you both for taking on that. It's not an easy feat because some people don't want to ask for help that need help, and then some people that don't need the help is always in your face.
Right.
So to have that heart to help other people is a good thing.
Yeah, I just want to see my people left behind. I feel like a lot of people in the city, they're not prepared for this world that we're here right now, where gas is $6, $5, and there's nobody can afford to live anywhere. Right. I just want to try to do my best to not have people left behind here in the city.
That's awesome.
That's awesome. And because of what you do in your heart and with the love for people, that's why God listened to your prayer and brought you that husband.
Mm-hmm.
No, I think that's why he brought me my wife.
Yeah, he brought together.
I was really lost. Like I was just out here winging everything. But when I got married, she created the structure that I needed and wasn't receiving from my team or from whomever, but when she came into the picture, it was like, she made a lot of people feel uncomfortable. Mm-hmm. But that was
who needed to feel uncomfortable.
Absolutely. It was like, she just stepped into the picture and they asking her, well, why are you doing that? Well, why not?
Right.
You know what I mean?
And I was really like, why y'all ain't been doing that? Y'all been knowing him. And I came in and watched him literally run around like chicken with his head cut off. I'm like, I thought you had a board.
Right. Tell me about it.
And what community is that in? One of our viewers is asking, what community do you guys service?
Oh, so I service all of Philadelphia. So I have a building that's now in North Philadelphia. But prior to me getting the building, all of my activity was throughout the city of Philadelphia because I was renting out laundromats in different parts of the neighborhood and washing clothes and giving out diapers and stuff like that. So I've pretty much touched every part of the city and some other states.
Okay, wonderful.
Wonderful. So Gerby has a braiding salon. Tell us about your braiding salon as well.
Well, I've been at the same location for now 22 years. Just like that braids at 4936 Germantown Avenue. You can Instagram at JLT Braids. Pretty much I've done hair like all my life since I was young, but I didn't start taking it serious until probably like in the early 2000s. And of course that was, and not anyway, but other salons just was opening up everywhere and not giving the service that I know I could provide. So I kind of just was like, you know what, maybe I might want to take this 9 to 5, push that to the side, and become an entrepreneur. And I love what I do. I do love what I do, and I loved it at the moment. And one of my supervisors at the time, I was working at Smith Klein, and he had asked me, is there anything that I would do that I wouldn't mind not getting paid for?
Right.
And I said, doing hair. Like, I love doing hair so much that it wouldn't be something that I'm like, oh no, you like how most of the places that I'm speaking of, you pay them before you get finished. And you like, well, first of all, let me see if I like it. Can I give you half? Or so, that was one of my motivations by him saying that to me. And I kind of had to, that light bulb went off. And it was like, you know what, maybe I should try to go out and look for, storefront and try to pursue it. And the reality of it was that as soon as I put it out into the world, God came right back and found the storefront, found the furniture for the salon. I mean, when I say it was like once I put it out into the world, everything from there just went off one thing. And 22 years later, I'm still there. Like I said, the same location. And was able to raise all of the boys there. The oldest is 17, the youngest is 10. So, so that actually helped to.
Yeah.
Well, I guess if you just put them all in,
That's one right there.
You gotta bend.
That's my godson, y'all. One of my godsons. Hi, John.
That's the oldest one. And so being an entrepreneur also gave me the opportunity to build a really good bond with my children, and to be secure as a mother, and to be even more secure as a wife, because I didn't have all of those extra like hardships of, am I going to have to look for another job, or am I going to be able to pick the kid up from school, or I got to send somebody to do this. It was like the kids were always with me. It was the matter of if they going home with daddy or if y'all want to stay with me.
This
is the craziness. So see, this is stuff that keep us married. Crazy.
I know. We're gonna let y'all go soon. I know it's Valentine's. I know. I don't know.
What did we say? We going to sleep. What did we say? Ain't nobody jumping around on each other at this point in the game.
Jumping around.
So again, like I said, I've been in this business for a really long time. I really enjoy it. I love it. And I feel like it has helped the marriage with less stress. Like the normal things that everyday working people and moms and parents may have to worry about or stress more on, I didn't have to, because my nest was like right there. So that's the youngest one.
That's Mike.
Hey, Mikey.
Hey, Mike.
Hi, Mike.
That's the football player.
No. Well, he was, but
yeah,
he's more cerebral. So I'll be quick. I'll take just a couple of seconds to tell you about myself. So
it's the big time.
Nah. So no. Recently I just finished my master's in organizational leadership.
Go ahead, John. Congratulations.
So and then I work for PGW. I've been there for about 15 years. And currently I was promoted to the position of general supervisor for dispatch and operations. So pretty much I run the entire city's services and emergency operations.
Nice.
Before they had 3 people, and now they got me. So that's a big step. That's my middle son, Nicholas. So that's all. But back to what Gerby was talking about and her.
But wait, let's get back to this gas. The gas is this gas bill in the winter.
We don't get no breaks. Trust me. They will turn our shit off.
Who I need to call and talk about that?
So, yeah, if you got any problems, I mean, like, you can call me Lynette.
Yeah.
Well, I was getting ready to say that. I was like, oh, okay, cousin. But I live in Jersey.
Right out there.
We live in Jersey, so you can't do nothing for us over here.
You need something
Huh?
to help you. I'll point you in the right direction.
In Jersey?
Jersey.
No, she like in Jersey.
I said you can't help us. We live in
Yeah. Sorry about that. Sorry about that. But what I was going to say was just to piggyback off what Gerb said about being able to raise the children. It was important to me that that we not have our kids in daycare, regardless of how much it was going to cost me. If I had to work 3 jobs, I wanted them to be raised by their mother, hopefully at home. But she was strong enough to work and raise 3 kids while working. To me, that was really important, and that was something that we talked about, communicated. She said she could do it, and she did. So I love her for that too. That's like one of the things.
Let's see all y'all kisses Valentine's Day. Come on, couple. Come on. Oh.
We feel like we want to set at the Sixers game.
Somebody said I need to.
Oh, y'all going to sit? All right.
No, I was saying we feel like we on the Sixers.
Bring the camera up.
Yeah.
Oh, right. The kissing, the cam.
The Camtron, I think they call it.
Yeah, the kiss cam. The kiss cam.
Yeah, the kiss cam.
Right. So anyway, guys, we are, we can talk about this thing for hours on hours. And I would love to even bring it back because I'm sure Lynette has 1,000,001 more questions.
Oh, yeah.
I want to shout out everybody that is on here and listening. I see Chuck and Kim, Deanna, Mark, Charles, Martin. They've been leaving a lot of comments and questions. Of course, we didn't get to, but people are out there, and we are blessed to have our partners. We are blessed to have someone that we finally found and fell in love with and consider to be our best friend.
And y'all stayed. Y'all stayed.
Right.
The journey.
And I truly believe that God does not put us on this earth to be alone. And everybody, there is someone out there for everyone. And my prayers that, especially all of my good friends and family that I know, I pray for them as well, that they will find that right person in their life. But it's a compromise.
Amen.
It's a compromise. It goes both ways. Communication is the key. We don't go mad. We don't go to bed mad at each other. Even if it's with an attitude, you tell each other, like, love you.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? But you do it.
We'll finish this tomorrow.
No. My battery get ready to die, so I didn't want to cut y'all off. So I had to plug in my.
Right, we could wake up and choose violence in the morning.
That's right.
Exactly, absolutely. So
But do y'all want to leave the audience with some loving, encouraging words before we wrap up, and tell people how they can follow you, and we'll post it on our Facebook page. So I want to thank everybody for being on the Real Recognize Real Talk Radio show with Lynette and Franchella and John, Gerby, Adam, Lillian. I want to wish you many, 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 many more years to come and success. And then we're going to bring y'all back when y'all senior citizens and had the same conversation.
I feel like a senior now.
Yeah, my back hurts.
Mine too.
Is he trying to say like we gonna be senior citizens?
Okay, but then don't travel
like I was a spring ticket.
Adam, you said it. I was thinking it, but you said it.
Yeah. He talking about you was thinking it and he said it, or vice versa.
He said it. I was thinking it.
Right.
That's what you cougars.
Leave us with some positive, encouraging words on this day of love.
Yes. Okay. Who go first?
Yeah.
Are you gonna go first?
It takes 2 individuals to fight for a long-lasting marriage.
Absolutely.
I don't have to be married for 1,000 years to know that she can't fight for this marriage if I'm not fighting for this marriage with her. So, you know, it's a teamwork from start to finish. And you never know how far that finish line is. So, you know, you don't know what you're going to go through. Just continue to, you know, go through all the hurdles together, love each other through whatever pain y'all have to love each other through, and continue to be each other's friend before anything. You know, that's the best advice I could possibly give.
That was good advice.
Yeah.
Let me see what I can add to that. First off, shout out to my brother-in-law Martin and my sister Lisa. They've been married for 5 years, and they are such an amazing example of what love is supposed to look like. That's just number one. So I just wanted to tell them I love them.
Yes.
Thank you.
Everybody else who tuned in to watch us tonight. The other thing I'll add to what Adam said is that love will keep you committed to the process. I think that every day we wake up and we are literally committed to being together, committing to still learning each other. I don't know. Maybe y'all can give us some advice because y'all been married longer than us, but I just always get this feeling like we're never going to stop learning each other. And like every week, every year is going to be another opportunity for us to continue to be committed to this marriage. And so just be committed in love, be committed in work, be bonded in the work and the love that you do, and just stay committed to the process and wait for the right one to commit to that process.
Thank you. That was good advice.
Yes. Okay.
Bye.
I'll go first this time. So the one thing I learned, everybody always say like a relationship is 50-50. It's probably 50-50, 0.001% of the time. It's true. Like there's gonna be times where your partner is carrying you or you're carrying your partner, and sometimes you just got to put your ego aside and do the work. That's the key, and keep the faith. The journey, like you said, you don't know where it ends, so you just got to keep doing the work every day. Rome wasn't built in a day, so you got to keep pushing. And when your partner's down, you got to pick them up, and you can't leave them where they're at. So that's my advice. Just understand you got to do the work, and every day is not going to be 50-50. You're not going. Some days you're going to put in way more than you get out of it, and some days it's going to be the opposite. That person is going to pick you up, and if you understand that and you move that way, you'll be fine. That's to me that's the key.
Thank you.
Well, my one thing I would like to say is that love your person the way the love works for y'all. You can't look at somebody else, or just because they hold hands more than you, or just because the one might spend more money on them, or they might go on trips, or they might, or their kids are excelling, and your career is this. Like the way your love works for y'all.
Look how John looking at you. I'm sorry.
But then you see, I'm just
he giving her the eyebrows too.
Wait till we get off. I'm sorry.
So it's like, I found that works for us throughout this whole time that we've been together, is that no matter what obstacles we came across, no matter who was married before us or who got married after us, we never changed the way that we loved each other, because it works for us. So this is again why I say our love is strange, because we can love each other different every day. Like by the time we finish on this, he in my face now, he'll probably go right upstairs and go to sleep.
Good night, y'all.
And then I'ma sit here and tend to do something, like, you know what I mean? So it's just, you gotta love the moments and just love on them and grow that love at that moment, because that's the that feeling that you get at that moment. However you always want to feel it, that's make that love grow.
Oh,
it just grew a little more.
It just grew,
right.
But But you
wanna
know
go
what? I'm gonna just
to
add
sleep?
one thing is that even with how one thing that was weird to me was how a lot of people was like, oh, my husband is my best friend, my wife is my best friend, and I'm like, no, my best friend is my best friend. Like that's just my man. Like I'm not his. But I'm talking about early on.
Oh,
See,
okay.
there we go. But it's funny because this is why I say love your way. Because even for me, I think I was so guarded with my heart that I didn't even want him to love me that much. And when y'all say about who loved each other more, I now looking back, I do think he loved me more. And not to say it was a 50-50, 70-70, but I feel like my heart was so guarded because of, like y'all say, experiences that I was just like, I don't want you to be my friend. I just want you to be what that man and woman is supposed to be. So that terminology had to grow on me to even let him all the way in to my heart.
Right.
So that's another reason why I say love the way you love, because it ain't a wrong or right way. It's whatever
3 kids later.
Works for you.
Yeah.
That's good advice, girl.
Yes. So you want to go first, or?
Yeah. So my advice to people out there is to first of all, keep them negative people out your business. Keep them out your business. Like even friends, keep them out your business. And you might not want to tell them all your business neither.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because they be trying to, slide
back.
on the DM.
Yeah.
Right? So,
That
keep
part.
about your business and all that type stuff. But, and keep doing stuff together, man. And just always respect each other.
Mhm.
Always tell your partner you love her before you go to sleep at night, because tomorrow ain't never promised.
Right.
And for me, like, this is my best friend. You know what I mean? And we do everything together, and we just stay together at all times. So that's all I wanted to say. And I love my baby.
Oh. The kiss cam,
Here
kiss
goes
cam.
my baby.
So my last thought is, like he said, you keep people out of your business. It's funny that we say that, and I said I wanted to start like a 1-800 call me number, because I know you got to get it out. You know what I mean? It's like, who do you talk to then? It's like, I understand that. So if I set up this number and you can tell, you talking to a stranger, you don't know who it is, and you just getting it out, and it helps you, and you communicate, and then boom, you're done. Because they can hold it against you. It can, it can get back to your partner, and then it's an argument. And people hate on love sometimes. They hate on your accomplishments and to see that it's working for you. People are praying for your downfall. They're praying for your downfall. So you have to be very, very careful. The number one thing that we tell people, and we have a show that we need to I keep saying we have to get back to. It's called Just Like That on Facebook. We have probably like 13 episodes talking about love, how to fall in love, how to stay in love. And so how to stay in love, because our everyday environment, you get bored in the house, at home. I say travel, take time for yourself to get, even if it's a weekend at a hotel that's not far, that you drove a half an hour to. The environment is different. You have to take time for yourself and just to continue and rekindle that love, because you're home, you're doing chores, you're cooking, you're so busy with work, you get tired. It's very important to travel and be in different environments, to be able to keep that communication open and talk, because sometimes we might not talk really that much, because we're so busy doing stuff. Coming home, you did stuff all day at work. You don't want to talk about it. You just want to relax. You want to watch TV. You want to see a movie. So this will help you to engage and keep that spark on. So I do encourage people to do that.
Good advice. Good advice. Thank everybody. Enjoy your Valentine's Day, whether you go to sleep or do whatever you do. Love the way you love, like Gerby said. Love the way you love. So cheers. I don't have a, but cheers.
Water.
Right. I got water. Cheers,
Yeah.
everybody, to love. Yes.
To love.
Love.
And receiving it and giving it the right way.
Yes.
Yes. I
Thank
like that,
you.
Nat. Receiving it and giving it the right way. Yeah.
Yeah.
If fellas handle it, give it the right way.
You already know.
We talk about love. Yeah.
Well, thank everybody for tuning in and have a wonderful, beautiful Valentine's. Was left of it. We didn't get to talk about our Eagles. I'm still very upset. Our defense team did not do their part, and but I am a diehard, and we will be there next year, and I'll be cheering my boys.
We'll be back.
Yeah.
So yeah, we got there, and that's
We'll
a lot
be
of
back.
people say that we got there. So
We are offering counseling services for the Eagles at the hub. It's being facilitated by Kansas City Chiefs fans.
You know what?
So everybody about it, you know what I mean? Like,
I saw your post about it.
Lynette, I'd be wrong if I remove him from the live feed, right? Listen, click on the button.
Black out the screen.
No, we got therapy. We offering therapy for the Eagles fans.
Like, I'm an Eagles fan, so I know how distressing,
how traumatized,
traumatized. So we want to offer therapy, you know.
I'm still not ready to talk about it.
It was a tough one. It
was such a good game, but we had a really good season, so I'm not mad at that.
I agree. They're still champions in my book.
Were the Giants in the playoffs?
She said, not if the Giants have anything to do with it.
With the Giants,
Giants was not even in the running. Okay,
even in the running.
Even mentioned teams that weren't there.
Eagles lost 2 coaches today.
Yeah, I know. They had that already planned because you don't just leave and get a job tomorrow. So
I was also telling Lynette earlier that my husband is not an Eagles fan. He's actually Vikings, but you know he loves me when he wears the Eagles gear. He cheers them on with me because he knows that I love them so much. So
now that's a good
he loves you
right
so
there.
much.
Right. He loves me so much that he goes along with me and he supports me with whatever.
But when they playing each other, it's on. Clash of the Titans.
That's good.
Well, enjoy your evening, everybody.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you for having us.
Nice meeting y'all.
Nice meeting you. Best of luck.
Be safe.
Much love.
Yes.
Yes, I know, right?
All right.
He like it right